Grab your pen, grab your planner. It's time for Hello Happy.
Ooh, Spice. Girl, you know what today is?
Wait, hold on. Let me get out my planner.
I know what today is.
Wait, what's today? You tell me.
It's Friday!
Oh, yeah!
You know what Friday mean, girl?
It's time for Hello Happy.
Yes! You
Woo!
ready to record an episode?
Yes.
Oh my God, girl. And this episode, it's gonna be a banger.
I know. So how's your life? How are you, girl?
Girl, well, I just turned 34, and 34 just, it never looked so good. I've had okay, I've just been fabulous over here. No.
You were fabulous before.
I've been having thank you. I've been having a great time these past 2 weeks. Life is good, and I have just been enjoying myself. I celebrated my birthday. I don't know, I've been just running around like a crazy woman. What have you been doing?
Well, let me just say, you guys.
And I put on pants today, Spice. I put on
Shut
pants.
up.
I got on magical pants.
You
see what I did there?
Get out. You do not have on magical pants.
Yes, I do. I have on pink pants with stars on them. Tell me that's not magical.
Now, see, if you had told me that we were getting dressed up, I would have gotten dressed up too. I'm over here in my leggings and my nasty looking. Well, yeah, I know. I'm always wearing leggings. I mean, when am I not? But that leggings are pants, right? So I guess I'm technically wearing pants today.
So we got on pants?
This
is a pants podcast?
A pants podcast.
Oh my God, what is the world coming to?
So, you guys, I have decided that over the past few days, Queen has turned 34.
I'm an old lady.
But she has also, hey, watch it, because I've got a few years on you. So don't start talking about being old just yet, because I am still young and thriving. So, yeah, but I think she's taken 34 selfies. Like, I'm convinced that every single Instagram filter, she has had it, because I have just been loving how every time I go to your stories, you're like, here's what's been going on for the past couple days. And then it's just like you, and then you, and then you, and then you, and then you. Like, you are feeling yourself. Like, just me. Feeling being 34. And that is the way to enter into a new year for sure. Like,
yes.
100%. I always love, well, first of all, nobody takes a selfie like you, but I love when my friends take selfies and they put them up there, because I always feel like that was a moment that they captured in time where they felt good about themselves.
Of course. And why do you think I'm always telling you, like, girl, take a selfie.
I don't take selfies.
Take a selfie. Let's just see it. Just take a selfie, okay?
No, you know I don't. I don't take a selfie.
Yeah, we know, and I argue with her about that all the time, people. So yeah, you can just tell her, Spice, just take the selfie, okay? Just take it.
Well, hey, I did go live on Instagram the other day for the first time ever, all by myself.
Oh, scary.
I know, but it was so much fun. I was on my planning period, and everybody came in and was talking and chatting, and it was really nice. So, I mean, it definitely, wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. But, life is good. Things are fun. We're running up on the end of the first quarter of the school year, which is nice, because that means we only have 3 left until summer.
Yes, yes. And, she's trying to bust out of school like people trying to bust out of jail.
I'm already trying to get out, and it just started back.
Let me
but now that it's basically like just a week before Halloween, it's pretty much Christmas. I mean, let's be honest.
Yes.
Christmas
I don't know.
I
feel like Halloween is gonna be like Halloween, and then it's just gonna be bam Christmas. Like Thanksgiving is gonna get passed over. It's just gonna be like bam Christmas. You're gonna be like,
well, no, it works like this. It goes, Halloween is like October 1st through 31st. And then you have Christmas all of November, except for that one day that's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't even think you're gonna see Thanksgiving. Like when did I eat the turkey? When did we give thanks? I don't know, because it's Christmas now. I don't know. Like it's just
my waistline always remembers when I ate that turkey.
Oh my God.
Because I have to get out my special Thanksgiving pants.
Oh my God. I don't eat turkey, people. Like the whole bird
on
the turkey, like that on the table. Like, okay, so I have a food thing, And if you bring me that big old bird sitting up on my table, like, you gonna get out of here. I can't do that. No, don't bring him up here. Don't lay him up here. If you're gonna give me some of the turkey, cut him up, and then just put a little piece on my plate. But don't bring him up here. Don't bring that bird to this table. I can't do it.
It looks too much like a
it's
like a
just too
creature.
much.
Like, I don't know.
I can't just see this big bird on my table. Like, I'm such a weirdo. Like, I know I couldn't eat lobster because I don't want you to bring his body up to my table and lay him on the plate and say, eat this. No, I can't eat crawfish. It's still looking at me. I can't eat things that are looking at me. What are you doing? Why are you looking at me?
You gotta take the meat out and bring it out separate. Like, you can't
so
leave
weird.
it like still in its little shell.
No, I can't eat things that are looking at me. And you bringing that big old bird and laying him up here on this table talking about let's give thanks. I'm out of here. Okay.
Okay, well, that's why if you stick with pizza, you don't go wrong, because pizza is never looking at you.
There you go. Nothing's ever looking at you. It's not too big.
Right. Pizza and tacos are never looking at you.
We like Taco Tuesday.
We sure do. And Pizza Tuesday. Friday. That's always on my menu. It's Taco Tuesday and Pizza Friday.
And Pizza Friday.
That's right. It's Pizza Friday. That's right. Friday. Wait.
It's Pizza Day.
It's Pizza Day right now.
Oh my gosh.
So, do we want to spill it, or are we just going to keep them waiting?
Okay, I'm ready to spill it.
Okay.
So, you guys, are you ready? Today's the day you guys have been waiting for. We have a special guest today. You guys know how much I love her. And I'm not going to talk too much about her, just other than she brings you the magic every freaking week. Welcome to the show, Miss Magical Plans, a.k.a. Dana.
Dana. Woo!
Hi, guys.
Hey, it's
Dana. Yes, we got Dana in the building.
Yay. Welcome to the show, Dana. We are so excited to have you on Hello Happy.
Yes. Thank you guys for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, you don't have to thank us. We are so honored. This is amazing.
This is so amazing. I'm so excited that I have one of my favorites. Let me just say one of my favorites, because y'all don't want y'all to get offended, but y'all know how I feel about Magical Plans. So let's not even play.
Okay. Let me see. I don't know. Has there ever been an episode of Hello Happy where Queen has not mentioned Magical Plans?
No, there's not. You guys know I love me some Dana, so stop playing. If I could stand outside Dana's window and just look at her window while she's playing it, I would do that. Okay, that's kind of creepy. Never mind.
Creepy, just a little.
Dana's looking out her window right now like, where's Queen?
Right. I did glance over.
But she has pants on today, so at least she wouldn't be outside your window with no pants on.
See, there you go.
Oh my gosh, we are too much. That's too much. I can just picture you. I wish somebody that could draw, like, wait a minute, Dana can draw really well.
Dana could draw. She could draw a window with me standing outside the window. That'd be so hilarious.
That would be the cutest. That would be like the cutest Fobonichi spread ever. Would be like a picture of a window with like Queen outside the window, and then like there's Dana like looking nervous out the window, like
why is she here?
That's next week's planner spread.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! That would be so funny.
So Dana, how are you? What have you been up to?
I'm good. Just mom life, planner life.
Hashtag mom life. I don't have any kids, but I know how it feels.
Yeah, she's right. She babysits me all the time, so it's just like kind of like having a child. Well, so have you had a good week? Has this week been like interesting? Has anything interesting been going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting stuff, none of which I can talk about.
Oh no! What do you mean none of which you can talk about?
Oh my god, not secrets, Dana.
Secrets. That's not fun. Well, is there anything you can talk about? Like, what's been going on, like, with your family? Anything fun, like, family-wise? Have you guys been doing anything cool?
No, not really.
No?
Just trying to get kids to pick out Halloween costumes and get ready for that, and then try to figure out what we're going to do, because it's, like, on a Thursday this year, so.
Oh, yeah, blah. Well, and it's tough. It's tough.
It's very different from when we were little, so, it's like, now it's like, do you really want to go into strangers' doors?
I know, and now I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask for candy, and these people are just weird. Yeah, it's very, very true. So,
So you got to find all these other events and activities and all this and that. And so that's what
Well,
we've been kind of getting ready for.
you can really stretch it out for like several days because all the places near me, like my high school is having a Halloween event that I think we're going to take my kids to. There's several churches near us that are having a trunk or treat.
Yeah, we do a
And
lot of those.
yeah, and those places have like bouncy houses and Dunkin' for apples, and they always have all kinds of face painting and all this cool stuff. And there's all kinds of places where the kids can go and wear their costume more than once. And I just, then there's the night of Halloween, which is always on a school night, and we have traditions that we always do. And my husband takes the kids trick or treating, and then I stay home and give out the candy. And, most of the time by then they've done so many like Halloween-y kinds of things that, it's like the third or fourth time that they've put those costumes on. So they have to really like them. So what are your kids going to go as this year?
My son wants to go as Pennywise.
oh my God.
Oh my.
Oh
One of my
Jesus.
daughters wants to be a snail, and the other hasn't made up her mind yet.
Okay. So are you that?
That's really extreme. You got Pennywise and a snail.
So is it like a magical snail, like with glitter?
I don't think so. I think it's just, I think she wants to be just a regular
A
snail.
slimy snail. Ew, okay. All right. Well, you do you, girl.
Right. Whatever floats her boat.
So are you like one of those moms that makes the costumes? I feel like you are.
I used to be, and to a certain point I am. Like, I'm probably going to have to make that snail costume. Like, I feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you'll find that. Pennywise you can find. I bet that's easy to find.
Yeah. Like, a couple of years ago, my son wanted to be a character from a game called Five Nights at Freddy's, and we worked
I know
for
that game.
months on his costume, and it turned out so awesome.
Yeah. And did anybody know who he was?
Oh yeah, all the kids did. The adults were kind of like, "What?" But
Okay. The kids
all the
knew.
kids knew who he was.
Okay. Yeah. My children love Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but they definitely do love that stuff. Well, that's cool. So you've got one that's still undecided. Well, she's got time.
Yeah, she'll
Yeah.
probably change it a few times before she actually
Okay.
decides on something.
So are you cool with her just like running to Target at the last minute and picking out a costume?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
if it
Good.
means
All
I don't
right.
have to make it at like 3 a.m., I'm cool.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect. So I know that you homeschool your children, which
I
I think is
do.
super awesome and terrifying. Like I wish, no, I wish every single day that I could homeschool mine. Um, I mean, I'm busy like teaching other people's kids stuff. But sometimes I really wish that I could stay home and teach my own. Not that I know anything about anything. I don't know how I would do it. It sounds so scary. Your planner for your homeschool is like super awesome. Like what is that like? Is this is it something that you guys enjoy? Do you guys have good days? Is it tough? Like what's it like?
We have good days and we have bad days. Some days it's like a constant struggle to get anybody to do anything, because you're at home and it's like, oh, this is my mom. I don't have to take her seriously. That type of vibe is going around. But then, some days we have really good days where we have a lot of breakthroughs and things actually kind of start to make sense for them. And I get to be there and see that. Like right now, my daughters are doing like kindergarten, first grade type of stuff, and they're working on
Mm-hmm.
like improving their reading skills and stuff like that. So it's like I get to be there to watch like as everything kind of connects and lights up behind their eyes and it all makes sense and they can read. And it's like such an awesome moment to see. And
Oh yeah.
it makes all the struggles worth it to see moments like that pretty much.
Oh, for sure. And that's so awesome to me because I teach, I mean, I'm an English teacher, but I have no idea like how to even begin to teach someone how to read. Like I don't know anything about trying to do all those different kinds of grades and the math and all that kind of stuff. And I know that there's resources out there and that there's groups and there's all kinds of things that are out, especially now. I know it's not the same as when we were growing up, but I always, when I was a child, wanted for my mom to homeschool me. And she was just like, you would come out so dumb if I was your teacher. And I'm just kind of like, well, I don't really know. But, well, I
But
think that's
yeah,
so cool that you do that. And,
like you said, there are a lot of resources. There's lots of other more experienced ladies who you can always, ask questions about. And there's tons of online resources. And then YouTube is a great resource
oh,
for like
yeah.
educational videos and, seeking help, like how to teach certain things. So the resources are out there. So it's not just like solely me. I do a lot of research and try to prep and, try to figure out the best strategy to teach certain subjects and things like that.
So Dana, I know that you homeschool, but like right now, do you see yourself like homeschooling them for like their entire school career, or do you think you would like maybe like middle school they would end up going to like public school or private school?
I always ask them what they want to do at the end of every school year. I'm like, do you want to go to public school? Do you want to try online school? Do you want to continue how we're doing? So it's always their choice to figure out,
Okay, that's really
like if
cool.
they want to continue it doing it this way, because, I personally don't feel like I'm qualified to do high school or anything like that. So we'll probably continue up until around high school. But as long
Uh-huh.
as it's their choice and they're continuing to enjoy it, doing it the traditional way, then that's what we're going to do. But, when they decide they want to try something else or, something like that, it'll be their decision.
I kind
That's
of like the people that homeschool their kids because I don't know. I grew up in a different time, so going to school was just going to school. You know what I mean? Like you didn't worry about anything. You just got your backpack, got your lunch, and went to school for 8 hours or whatever it was, and came home. But now these kids are like they're selling bulletproof backpacks and all kinds of stuff. So people who like homeschool their kids, I really admire because it's like you're taking an extra step for your child to be safe because you know where they are basically 24 hours a day.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it cuts out a little bit of worry because I think like when I have kids, I literally think I'm going to sit outside the school all day. Like they're going to be like, where you at? You were supposed to be at work 10 hours ago. Girl, my child is at school. Sorry, can't do that. Like I'm freaking out because I used to worry about so many things these days. So I think it takes like such a creative soul, and I see like you and Eat Pray Plan and a few other girls who like homeschool their kids, and even at home with Keita did that, and I was just like, you guys rock. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think I could do it because I could probably teach you maybe first grade and kindergarten because I knew how to read and stuff before I went to school because my grandmother helped like teach me how to read and stuff. So I knew how to read, I knew how to write my name, I knew all of that stuff before I got to kindergarten. But like I don't know if I could sit with my child like all day. Like, not my child, because I know if my child is like me, I'd be like, okay, I'm done. Tell your daddy to
Yeah.
teach you because I'm out.
I know. I look at my kids' teachers like, you guys are saints. Like when it's Christmas and Valentine's Day and stuff, I'm like, let me shower you with all the gifts because you just don't understand like how blessed you are for being with my child all day long because I know that I could not be with my child all day long.
we
And
definitely have those moments over here
yeah.
too.
Oh, and I mean, I am with them all day long on the weekends and in the summertime. So it's not like I don't get a lot of togetherness with them. And they're awesome. It's just, there's when it's especially in that learning environment, when they're frustrated and I might be frustrated,
Yeah.
I can totally see how it could get, taxing. And there would be so much prep and planning involved. I mean, it's not like your day would end like when they're done with school. Like you would have to continue on figuring out what you guys are going to do tomorrow because it would take so much self-discipline. You know what I mean? Like, because if you decided, okay, well, today we're just going to lounge around in our jams and, watch TV and eat Pop-Tarts all day long, then, that would be like so tempting. That would be so hard for me. I would be like, yeah, just play your video games all day long because I'm going to watch this on TV and, nobody's going to know because we homeschool. You know what I mean? Like, that would be so hard for me. That's why it's good for us like to have the structure that we have because they have to get out of the house. I worry that do you ever like struggle with like motivation, or I know you said that sometimes they feel like that they struggle, but like you as the mom, as the teacher, you have to say, no, we're not eating the Pop Tarts all day. Like we have to we have to get up and we have to do this and we have to read and do this math and science and do
Yeah,
you ever
we definitely have the more chiller days where it's like, okay, we're gonna do this, and this, and then we're going to be done. As long as you
Right.
cooperate and you work really hard with me on this, we can call it quits a little early and have a chill day.
Right.
So,
and you can go on field trips and like take them places and,
you mean like field trips to Walmart?
There's a lot you can learn at Walmart.
Field trip to this Michael's store. You going
field
to this
trip to Hobby Lobby. Yes, by that we go on a lot of field trips.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well I meant a museum.
But we do. There's not a lot of those around where we live, but we do try to schedule like a couple of extra special activities every couple of months to do something like that, like go to a museum or go to the zoo or
or just go
that
outside.
type of thing.
I would just want to go outside every once in a while. Just go to Hobby Lobby.
Right, they have educational things at Hobby Lobby.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Of course they do.
So we're going to go ahead and jump into some questions because I know people have like their burning minds, their burning questions. They got stuff they want to know. And we want to know too. So we have a couple questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So our first question, which I really, really want to know. I'm always like wanting to know people's planner story. So when did you start planning and what exactly is your planner story?
I know a lot of people say this. It's like, I've always kind of been a planner or that type of thing. I can remember being very little and having like a lot, like 4 or 5 notebooks. They were all like Hello Kitty and Lisa Frank notebooks. And they were all like dedicated to one specific thing. Like I had one for wish lists. I had one for stickers. I had one for drawings. And, the other 2 were for like school. And then I used those notebooks for like ever. And then I got into like junior high and stuff, and I started using one of those little planners that looks like a little checkbook. You can get them pretty much anywhere, and they have like
I know what you're talking about.
Kittens in apple baskets or like puppies in sunflower fields, that type of thing on it. And they just have the little months in it. They don't have anything else. And I used one of those up until about high school or so, and then I kind of quit using one. And I started actually planning again after I had my son. He was preemie, so we had like a lot of doctor's appointments to keep up with and all that type of stuff. So I got a planner. It was just one from Walmart. There were no stickers in it. It was just writing down appointments and like bills and that type of thing.
Uh-huh.
And then, let me see. We decided to do the homeschooling thing, and I actually looked at the Erin Condren teacher planner for a really, really long time. And then when I realized it was too expensive for me, I decided to get another one from Walmart and just kind of like, I Franken-planned it so much to where it was like completely different. Like I added paper, I divided sections. It was a horizontal, and I had no idea what a horizontal planner was at that time. And so I just kind of Franken-planned it all to crazy, and it just was a mess, and I hated it so much. So I just kind of was like, nah, I don't want to use this. And then my depression set in really big, and just, you put things you love on a shelf for a long time when you're in that type of mindset. And so, I didn't plan for a really long time. It was kind of like, oh, we're doing this today. Okay. Or, oh, this is coming up. Okay. Or there was a lot of missed appointments, a lot of, missed, bills, that whole type of thing, because I wasn't keeping up with it because, like I said, when you're in that type of, phase, you forget about a lot of things, or you don't really care about a lot of things. And then, my best friend, she started posting these planner spreads on her Facebook profile, and they were insane. Like, they were so covered with stickers and everything. They were so elaborate. I was like, what are you doing? What is this? And she's like, it's my happy planner. And I was like, what? Uh-oh. And she's like, here, just go look at them on Amazon. And I was like, okay. So I looked at it on Amazon. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And she's like, no, now go watch everybody on YouTube. And so I was like, I went and searched a bunch of people on YouTube, and I was like, whoa, this is really freaking cool. And she started posting all these stuff. She was telling me she was getting like free stickers from Pinterest and printing them off herself and doing this and that. And it was kind of helping her stay on top of everything. And, you know, it was giving her this creative outlet too. And I was like, this is really kind of neat. So it's like I ended up ordering my first Happy Planner that day from Amazon. And then just kind of went from there.
Do you remember which Happy Planner it was?
It was the original Sugar and Type. It had the white cover with the black polka dots, and it said like the little things on the front, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
So, do you know like what year that was? Like when you started like planning?
2016, I think.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I think that's when everybody, seems like that's when I started planning. I feel like everybody started planning around like 2015, 2016, and that's when we all got like the Happy Planner bug. Everybody got bit, and we were just freaking out like, I gotta get my Happy Planner. I like the fact that you mentioned like your depression and stuff like that. A lot of people don't realize it, but a lot of us do suffer from like depression, anxiety, and each of us deal with those things in a different way. But I think sometimes seeing people online, we get this perception in their head like, she's magical plan, she doesn't have any problems, she's perfect, and you know, she homeschools her kids and she rocks this and she rocks that. But like, it's nice to know the person behind magical plans, you know what I mean? Like the person who creates and designs these awesome things, she's still a real person. She still goes through struggles and things just like the rest of us, you know? Right. So I think it's kind of cool to, you know, hear your story and kind of see like where you were coming from when you decided to start planning, you know?
That's kind of exactly what was happening to me, and that we were missing appointments and I was missing bills, and, you know, because I was like deep into a depression phase when I found my Happy Planner. Do you feel like, I mean, I don't know like where you are right now with your depression, so I don't want to speak for you and your healing process, but I feel like that the Happy Planner and my planning life in general, not necessarily just the Happy Planner, but the community and everything else, has definitely helped kind of lift me from that darkness, I think. Do you feel like that it's helped you in your recovery?
I definitely feel like it was a stepping stone. Being able to put things in my planner and like, you know, giving myself little tasks, you know, getting that satisfaction of checking it off that I did something that day. You know, it really motivated me to try again the next day and to continue. And then, you know, it's like I would add a few more things to my list. And, you know, like being able to check those things off, write it down, and actually see my progress on the pages was a really big motivator for me. And like I said, you know, it was definitely a stepping stone to, you know, my progress to where I am today with my depression and my mental health and all of that.
And do you feel that the Happy Planner's message, sort of like the, you know, the positive affirmations and things like that, does that help you? Or you are so very much, I want to say, you make it your own in a way that so many other people, I mean, like, you use the products. You know, we are a Happy Planner podcast, so obviously we are going to talk to you about the Happy Planner and those products. You obviously have collabed with a lot of other amazing companies, you know, but the way that you use the Happy Planner products, you definitely make them your own in a way that I don't see every day. And do you feel motivation from those affirmations? Do you feel like you need those things, or do you just kind of take inspiration from the visuals? Or, I mean, how does it kind of come to you? I know that's a strange question, but
yeah, a little bit of one. You know, going back to that, like 2016 Dana, 2016 Dana really appreciated those positive phrases and those, you know, you can do it, and, you know, just that positive reinforcement that was always there, you know, that was definitely like I can do this, and, you know, I am going to do that, and I do got this, you know. I really appreciated those type of phrases in there when I was in my first Happy Planner and that type of things.
Okay. So what, at this point, and this is kind of bringing us to our next question, like, what inspires you the most at this point? Like, when you sit down and you draw something amazing in your print impressions, or you make some kind of amazing spread, like where do you draw your inspiration? Does it just come out, or is it your children, or the stars, or
sometimes it just comes out. Like sometimes I'll just be, like cooking dinner and I'll be like, I'm gonna draw a freaking jack-o'-lantern lollipop in my planner. Like sometimes
Yeah.
it just comes to me, and then sometimes I'm like, okay, I really want to do something based off of this movie or this TV show, or especially since it's like Halloween time. I love to do like all during October. I like to do my Halloween bujo, so I try to pick like Halloween related movies or Halloween related TV shows. So it's like I try to, like think about, what were my favorite parts of this movie or whatever. And sometimes it's just, like I really want to see what this would look like, and I'll have to sit down and do it. Like the hot air balloons thing, I was like, I really want to see what this would look like if I turn it into a hot air balloon. So most of the times it's just like all an experiment. There's not a lot of pre-planning to it. It's just like, I want to see what this looks like type of thing.
Oh, okay,
It's kind of inspiring, because like when I see like that hot air balloon spread, I was just like, whoa, I never would have thought of that, or to use my stickers in that way to make it look like hot air balloons floating in the air. How cute is that?
And it's like, I wouldn't have used those stickers as balloons because I felt like they were kind of too large for my planners. So it's like, I wanted to use them, so I save them. And then it's like, those would be perfect for hot air balloons.
Oh my God. See, your mind is just so amazing. Like I'm telling you, I just want to get a chair and just pull it up and just sit inside Dana's brain and watch it move and work, because I'm literally like, I'm awed sometimes at some of the things that comes through my feed. Like, and a lot of the times, like the things that are on my feed, like I say this all the time, I can tell whose spread is whose spread because I've been following them so long.
Right.
I know when your spread comes down, I'm like, this is a Magical Plans. I don't even have to look at the name. Like I just know, because your work just jumps off the page at you. And so in that same thing of what inspires you, I kind of want to know what inspired you to create the Fobonichi. Because when I saw that planner, I was just like, yep, I'm going to the store. I'm going to buy this half sheet notebook, and I'm going to do what Dana did. Like, well, not exactly what Dana did, because I can't draw, but I am going to make me a Fobonichi, and I'm going to be a Fobonichi girl. Like, I just absolutely loved that first spread. It just was mind blowing. So where did you get the idea? What was your thought process behind it?
Earlier this year, like on other parts of the planner community, not the happy planner part, but like the Hobonichi weeks was really, really big. Like that was like everywhere I turned, it was Hobonichi this, Hobonichi that. Shops were coming out with all of these cute stickers for them. There were Hobonichi sticker albums. Like it was all over the place. You couldn't escape it. And I was like, I started to feel the FOMO, and I was like, I want one of those. I was like, it's cute, it's tiny, it's pink, I want one. And every time I went to check the site, the pink one was always gone. So I was like, okay, I'm not meant to have this planner. So I just going on, seeing all this cuteness and everything like that. And then what was that, in the late January, early February reveal video for like all the spring stuff, I saw the half sheet Happy Notes. And as soon as I saw the one that had dot grid on the inside, I was like, I'm going to turn that into a Hobonichi. And it's just going to be on discs. And so that's pretty much how I came up with it. Because I was like, it's close enough in size. It's just a little bit larger. But I was like, I can do it. And so I ran to Hobby Lobby like a few days later in hopes that they would have any of the half sheet notebooks. And they had one, but they didn't have the one with the dot grid. So I got the one with the lined paper. And I was like, it's just going to work. We're just going to pretend those lines aren't there. And so I just did like a mock-up of the Hobonichi Weeks layout. And that's how I came up with it.
Oh my gosh. It is
my gosh. And it's gorgeous. Now, I did the same thing you did. I was like, well, I'm going to follow Dana and I'm going to get the lined one. And then I got that lined paper home and I was like, what is going on with this lined paper? Like, And so then I went back to your feed, and by that time you had the dot grid paper, and I was like, oh, back to Hobby Lobby I go. So I could get that paper, because I was like, I have to create one of these, and I just feel like you you set trends in the community that is just so amazing. Like, everybody was running around like, I got me a Happy Nietzsche, I got me a Fobonichi. And I was like, no, girl, that is a Fobonichi. Magical Plans, hit that up. Y'all better be following her, okay? Yeah, I just absolutely love it. It is something that I use like all the time, and I just get joy from it. And I just look at it and be like, if I hadn't been following her, I would have not known not one thing about this whole Fobonichi community and what you can make other products into. Because most of the time, I use my planners kind of like as they are, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really switch up. So I had to watch like other people in the community to even figure out like, okay, well, it's okay to Franken plan your planner, and it's okay to use other pages from another planner and make it your own, and you don't have to use that same layout every week. Because let's be honest, that can get daunting and
it can.
You get so sick of looking at that same horizontal or that same dashboard. You're like, Jesus, I need something else because this is not working. So I love that, you came up with that Fobonichi, because I'm almost thinking that I am not going to be using a mini planner anymore. I'm just going to move everything into my Fobonichi.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? You both do a really good job decorating them too. And I have to say that, Dana, I, like everyone else, tried to make a Fobonichi after I saw yours. And yeah, it didn't turn out anywhere near. It was not, it was kind of, it was a warmed up mess. Okay. Let's just say, like, I don't know how you make your lines so straight. And I know that you're probably like, well, I use a ruler. Well, okay. Of course that sounds like super obvious. Well, I have a ruler and my lines are still not, there's just something about me. You have, there are people that are artistic, and there are people that, let me just put it this way. I am artistic, but there are people that have talent. And then there are people that are just a little clumsy. And I have a tendency to be a little clumsy when it comes to trying to draw a straight line with a ruler, or
I actually don't use a ruler.
Oh, see, now that just makes me feel even worse. Dang.
I actually
say what?
I freehand all these lines. They're just
totally
so easy.
freehand every straight perfect line. No, I actually use an old cover, like an old mini cover.
Oh, yes, that's true. You do use an old Happy Planner cover. But let me just tell you, I think I am ruler stupid, because I would have the ruler there and still draw the line crooked. And I'm just like, this is why I don't draw lines on the screen anymore, because I don't want people to think like, this girl's stupid, she cannot use a ruler. Like, I literally don't understand what happens. Or like my hand will move and then I'll draw it down the paper and I'll be like, ain't this like about a bee? Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand what happens with that ruler. So I kind of get probably why you don't use a ruler, but yeah, I think I'm ruler illiterate.
I just find that you make them very beautiful, and I wish that I could just kind of take them away from your Instagram and just bam, put them in my own Fobonichi, and then I would probably have something. But when I try to make it at home, it turns out just to look. I would never write my plans in what I created.
Actually, sometimes I wonder what happens, like, because you see her spread and you're like, oh, I'm gonna recreate this, and then you sit down to draw, and that's not what you draw. Like that, no. I'm not drawing. This is not Dana's spread. I don't know whose spread this is, but honey, this is nothing magical over here.
No, it's
it was too magical.
What is the opposite of magical? I don't know what the opposite of magical is. Spiced plans. That's the opposite of magical. Spiced plans Fobonichi is the opposite of magical plans. That is for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But but okay, so in the same vein though, Dana, I did order myself very recently a Printpressions because of you.
Yes.
I know.
Yes, I did that because of you, and I ordered myself one of those clear plastic covers, and I'm going to cover it with like scrapbook paper and like put all kinds of different like stuff inside, and I'm not going to try to make it look like magical plans. It's going to look like spiced plans, but I am super excited to get it. Like, it's already shipped, it's already on its way, it's pink, it's perfect, it's beautiful. That sounded like I'm talking about something else.
Oh, are we back at the big
You're
list
gonna
again?
love it. They're so fun. They're so easy. Like
So
I'm just really jamming on the print pressions right now.
yes, and I ordered like 7 months worth of stickers from a couple different shops. So if I want to sticker it with like specifically like print pressions stickers, I can, or I can draw in it or pretend
Your
that I
Happy
hand.
Planner stickers work in there too.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
very excited to have it. I cannot wait to have it. I can't wait to get started. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. It may replace my mini. I don't know, but I'm thrilled about it.
So Dana, I have a question because you use the print impressions, right? So
Right.
is the paper different than the Hobonichi paper? Because I have a Hobonichi, but honey, that paper just
Please say it is, because I don't know what the paper is going to be like. I just saw that you had one, and I
that
was like,
paper in the Hobonichi drives me nuts. Like
I can't get down with that.
It's so thin.
I don't have Hobonichi weeks. But from what I do know is like it's not that yellowy color. The paper in the print impressions is white, and it is a little bit thicker. Like the Hobonichi paper almost kind of has that little bit of see-through just to it. Like when you write on it, anything shadows through.
Yeah.
But print impressions doesn't have that.
Okay, because the Hobonichi paper is literally almost like you writing on tissue paper or trying to put a sticker on tissue paper.
Like it's toilet paper or something. Oh,
it's just terrible. It's just terrible. Like I just couldn't get down with it. But I love the size of the planner because I felt like that would be perfect. Now, don't get me wrong. I am going to always be a Happy Planner girl, and I love my mini Happy Planner. I love my Hobonichi, but I cannot deal with that cheap tissue paper to write on or to put a sticker on. Like, what if you put the sticker down wrong or crooked and you want to pick it back up? That's it. That's the end of your paper.
It's too late. You're gonna rip the paper because it's basically like you have a book of toilet paper there.
It's so cheap. It's so thin.
And
so
there
I
are people rave over that paper. They love it. They're like, oh my gosh, I love. You know what it's like? It's like Bible pages.
Yes, and I'm I'm very careful with my Bible because I have two. One of them does not have that thin paper. The other one, that's like my Bible journaling one, has that same thin Hobonichi paper, and I'm like, what? How am I supposed to highlight my Bible scripture?
You highlight all the scriptures at once.
It is so terrible. Like I just don't like that paper. Oh my god!
It sure can.
Oh
yes,
my
it can,
god!
Girl.
Just swipe the whole highlighter across the page. Whoop, whoop,
that's what happens though in those in that thin Bible paper.
Oh
you take your highlighter and you try to highlight John 3:16, and then you turn the page and you've highlighted John 4:28, and then you turn the page again and you've highlighted John 5:18, and you turn again because the highlighter goes straight through 7 pages.
I'm so done with you guys right now. Oh my god, yeah, I can't do it. So when I saw that print impressions planner, I was like, is this paper just as cheap or just as thin as the Hobonichi paper?
It's definitely different. I like it.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to give it a try because I saw a pink one that I'm just like, oh my god.
The one that's coming to my house.
I wish they would make a hot pink one, because if they made a hot pink one, I would so be in there. I would be like, this is mine. You coming home to mama. Girl, I need you.
Yes.
You can put one of those pretty clear like jelly wraparound things on it, and you can put whatever you want to on the inside. And I'm gonna make mine seasonal. I've got some fall paper that I'm gonna wrap around it and put on it and make it look like fall.
You could change it out for like every season. I have a picture I painted in my little clear cover on there, so you can put whatever you wanted in there.
Yeah, yours has like hers always looks amazing, and she always has like some pretty like holographic stuff in hers. I was like in your Instagram the other night for like an hour looking at your print impressions, and but that was right after I bought mine, because I was like, so, and also, and this is getting to another question that's coming later, but you made that collab. You did that collab with Villa Beautiful.
No, that was not a collab with her. That was just
the name of the name of the collection was Magical Plans.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So what is wrong with me that I have not been paying close enough attention that it's sold out and now I can't get any of it because I go over there and I'm like, oh, I'm buying this. I don't care if it's $62. And and I'm watching the YouTube video that's showing all the stuff that's in it, and then it's sold out. And I was like, well, how am I supposed to ever make my planner look like Dana's if I can't buy this stuff? So yeah, that's just like the saddest thing that I've ever missed out on was the Magical Plans collection from Vila Beautiful. Like I'm so devastated. So you need to tell her that she needs to bring that back like next week.
So speaking of collections.
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of talked about this a little bit, Dana, already. We talked about this literally. We were just like up in DMs talking to each other when people were releasing stuff. So how did you feel about Stargazer? Because when I heard the name Stargazer, I thought, okay, this is definitely Magical Plans. It's going to be Whimsy and Moonchild. And then I saw her and then I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So
I love Stargazer.
That was kind of my reaction too.
I like Stargazer. I do.
I have wanted like a free spirit boho type of planner girl since the very first planner girl release. So, I've been kind of over the years just kind of envisioning like what it would have, what it would look like in my mind. And then when I finally heard there was going to be something along those lines coming out, I got super, super excited. And then, I had built it up and romanticized it so much in my own mind that when I actually saw what they had put out there, it didn't match what I had in my head. So I immediately was just disappointed. But then I was like, okay, chill, Dana. And I looked at it and, there were some aspects of it that are really pretty and then some aspects that are just not for me. And so that's kind of like that, if that makes any sense. I was lucky enough to, in the first release, I really loved the original Glam Girl. And in the second release, I really loved Miss Maker. So, I was lucky enough to really find those two planner girls that I felt represented aspects of my personality in the past releases. So, maybe somebody who didn't find something in the past few releases was able to really resonate with Stargazer or something like that. And so that's what matters. So, if people are happy with it and people love it, then, more power to them for finding something that they felt represents them.
That's true. I'm kind of like you though. I felt the same way. When I heard the name Stargazer, I got so excited. I was like, this is going to be like Magical Plans. It's going to be whimsy. There's going to be pale colors like pastels and pinks and purples. And I just had it like built up so up in my mind that when I saw that planner with the leaves, I was like, what is she doing? Looking at leaves and stars? Like, this is not Stargazer. What are you talking about?
That planner happens to be beautiful. Thank you very much.
But it is a pretty planner. I will give it that.
It is definitely a gorgeous planner, but when I first saw it, I just was like, I'm not feeling it. But the more I saw people flip through it, the more that I kind of saw some really beautiful elements. Like the discs were gorgeous. I like some of like the monthly layouts were like really, really cute. I don't know. I just had a different vision. You know what I mean? So I kind of felt the same way you felt. Like my vision was just so different. Like this is what it's gonna be
the vision I had in my head was so different. But it's. I would have loved if they would have put the little moon phases in the monthly calendar. Like, just a little circle on the actual monthly calendar that says, okay, the new moon is here.
Calendars have
the full moon is here. Like a lot of planners and a lot of calendars have those. So I was like, surely they're going to put that in there. And that wasn't in there. So I was kind of like, oh, missed opportunity. But, and there's like, but, like I said, if somebody loves it, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm really into the monthly layout right now. Like it's kind of my jam.
And I think that might have been like partially why I didn't really resonate with it, because I'm not a monthly person. I don't use the monthly layout. I tried a long time ago when Trendsetter first came out, but I just could not get behind it.
Okay. Yeah. And and it's definitely not for everybody, but I have figured out how to make it work for me. And I think and I'm not saying, I've figured out how to make it work for me. Like there's no planner spread that works for me, so I had to force something to work. it's been a joy to be in the monthly layout, and it's been working for me, and it's lovely. But I've also bought several other planners that are monthly so that I don't have to look at Stargazer all the time. So that this way, when I'm tired of looking at Stargazer, I can swap it out with other planners that have a different kind of theme, and I can stay in the layout that I'm comfortable with now and have other things to look at. So I got the one that is called, it's the new one called Dream Seeker, that's got that kind of skull on the front with the flowers.
Okay.
Yeah, it says Stay Wild on the front. And the more I look at it, the more it's growing on me. I know Shonda kind of had a problem with that cow face when we were first talking about those planners.
I don't know. I just felt like I'm not a cowgirl. I'm not out here roping nothing. So I don't know. That's what I got from it.
Well, I'm definitely not
when
either.
I looked at the cover, all I could think in my head was, yeehaw! Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, but it just was not my thing.
Well, the more I look at it, the more I like it. And I definitely like, the message of Stay Wild, because I think that that's, kind of something that we all need to remember to do. So, it's pretty, and the stuff on the inside is pretty. That Dream Seeker sticker book is beautiful. And that to me almost looks more like what Stargazer maybe should have been. I don't know. I don't know what Stargazer should have been.
You remember the Wonder Seeker planner, the one that I use right now, the one that you sent to me?
Yes.
That one is so beyond beautiful. It's my favorite planner that they've ever made. It's like such a Dana/Magical Plans planner.
Yes.
Yes. That is what I thought Stargazer was going to look like. Somewhere along those lines. I don't know why. I just had that in my head. Like, okay, they brought us Wonder Seeker. So now we have Stargazer, and she's going to be that same. I don't know. That's just what I envisioned. You know?
See, I kind of wanted it to be a mix of what Wonder Seeker is with the pastels. And then you remember like the boho deep tones, like their first like free spirit type planner.
Yeah.
I wanted those to like mix. So it would be like a little bit of the pastels with a little bit more of the navy and like the little bit more of the earth tones, but still have the pastels in there too. Somehow make that mess look amazing.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Because one of my favorite color combinations is like the pastel lavender and the pastel pink with like a really dark navy, and it just looks so pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is basically what Glam Girl colors are. They are very. If you look in Glam Girl this year, she's very like pastel pinks and like that little pastel turquoise, and then the pastel purple, and then there's that pop of navy blue running around through there.
Okay, because see, like once I saw the layout of the new Glam Girl, I was like, I immediately quit paying attention. I know that probably sounds bad. I saw the layout and I was like, it doesn't have the original Glam Girl lines, and so I was like, okay.
Yeah, and that's been the problem with your Wonder Seeker planner, because I mean, not that you're not doing a great job decorating that Wonder Seeker planner, with the unicorn on the front, because that's a beautiful planner, but we have all been a little bit thrown by the vertical lines. The vertical lined layout, I think, is the one that everybody is like the most frightened by. I don't know, but you're doing a great job with it. Don't you use that for your social media?
I use that for social media. I don't use it for my everyday. If I used it, because my social media planner tends to be more on the functional side. So it's like I break it down into 3 categories, like the shaded boxes up top are all the posts that I make, be it Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, anything that gets actual content that gets posted that day goes up there. And then I just make a big notes area, and then I make a little area down at the bottom for anything related to YouTube. But like having to use it for like my everyday planner, I would probably struggle with that.
Yeah, I know.
I can't decorate it. Those lines just scare me so bad. Like I tried doing the vertical layout like that in my mini, and I decorated it no problem. You know what? I got the problem when I sat down to write my plans. Where there's no room in these boxes to like. The mini is already small, but then when you take it and turn it into that type of layout, it's like, where do you put your plans? Like I must have to write micro size to get my plans in here, and it makes me worried that in that same classic layout that you're not going to be able to have enough room to really put your plans, or you're going to have to use like a bunch of those the double boxes stickers, like in colorful boxes, and place those down so you can really write out your plans. But who wants those all over their spread every week, Um, I just wish they would go back into that original layout, because the Glam Girl layout it was a struggle for me at first, but I really enjoyed that planner. Like, I got pretty much a whole year out of that planner.
I did too.
And
I used that planner for an entire year, and I
yeah, so
loved
why did they
it.
get rid of that layout? I was like, why did they get rid of that layout? Because that layout was amazing. And me and Spice had talked, like, we think that, like the new Happy Year planner that they came out with in March 8th release, the big Happy planner had the Glam Girl lined
I
colorful
have that one.
boxes.
I bought that one because of Spice.
And it was so strange. So I went out and I bought the classic thinking, oh, this is going to be perfect. But when I opened it up, there was no lines. And I was
Nope.
like,
So
what
weird.
happened? So,
But that planner is bomb. I mean, even without the lines, I have both the classic and the big, and I use it. I use both of them. I use it
yeah,
for
I love it.
something
I
every
think I
day.
think it's a super cute planner.
Yeah.
So that leads us to our next question with planners. Spice, you want to ask her?
Yeah. What are your top 3 planner supplies?
My top 3 planner supplies would be a planner.
Nope, don't need that. Get out.
And then I know, shocker, right?
What?
I would definitely say some type of highlighters. I have no preference to highlighters, so I would say either my liners or the Stabilo, or however you say that. I'm probably messing that up.
Oh, you
But
said it better than I ever have.
some type of highlighter, because I use those for more than just highlighters. I basically use them like markers. And then I would say I would say a good gel pen. Doesn't matter what brand, just a good black gel pen.
Okay. So you could probably make a beautiful spread, and have done, I'm sure, with just your highlighters and a pen and your planner.
Have you
Yep.
seen the Van Gogh that she drew in her planner?
I've
Oh
done
yeah, that's right. Of course I have.
Like, I literally just fell out of my bed onto the floor, just died a little bit, woke back up, revived, and just was like, oh my God, this girl drew Van Gogh in her freaking planner. Like, even my hubs was like, what? This is so amazing. He was like, who is she? I was like, that's Magical Plans. He was like, oh yeah, you talk about her all the time. I was like,
I know. You are a household name around here. I know.
Yes.
My hubs is actually home today. We're getting a new oven, and we have no idea what time it's going to be delivered. So we're both home today, just kind of like waiting around for the delivery man. And I told him, I was like, okay, at 1 o'clock today on Hello Happy, we are interviewing Magical Plans. And he was like, finally, you have been wanting to do this for so long. And I was like, I know. And he's like, you have talked about her since you started this journey. And I'm like, I know, she's one of my very first favorites. Like, I know, it's so funny that James knows you too. That
Yeah,
Shonda's James knows you.
we talk about you all the time, Dana. Like,
Yeah.
you're just so much fun and inspiration, girl. You are like, literally, you're trailblazing out here in these streets. And these planner streets, yeah, we absolutely freaking love you.
Or when I'm sitting on the couch, and I have my phone in my hand and I'm scrolling through Instagram and I like stick my phone in my husband's face. I'm like, look what Dana made today.
And since you are so amazing, our next question would be, do you think you will open your own planner shop since you've done so many amazing collabs with others in the past?
It's definitely something I have thought about and I get asked about a lot. I want to, and I've actually researched like how to start a business, where to find like all this and that and how to do this and blah, blah, blah. So it's definitely something I've thought about and put a lot of work into looking at. Sorry, that sounded really weird when I said that. Let me say a million times. Yes, it's coming.
Ooh.
Oh.
So does that mean we get like a little bit of a teaser, or we still gotta keep it under wraps? Like can you give us a little something like what you're gonna offer maybe? Will it be stickers? Will it be like?
It's the way I'm gonna do it is gonna be a little bit different, but you're gonna actually be able to buy layouts I create, like as
oh my
and
God!
there's gonna
I just
be
fell down.
and there's gonna be stickers and like a few other little things here and there, and I'm excited for it.
Oh my God!
So will they be things? I know. You know that meme, Mashonda, where that lady is falling down?
Oh yeah. I'm just like, listen, if I can buy a Van Gogh layout to put in my planner, I surely will. And be like, you see this Van Gogh? You
can't
see
sell
these
Van
unicorns? You see these unicorns?
I'll have to send you one that I personally made because I don't know if I can sell that.
She can't sell it, but I'm just saying, like, if I can put that in my planner and be like, Magical Plans made this layout, honey, y'all better go check her out.
I'm
like,
not writing on this. I can't put my plans on something like that.
That's so true. I probably would never write in the spread. Like, I would just decorate it and then be like, yep, Magical Plans made this. Make sure you sign it, put your name on there. And that would be the only thing that would be in that planner spread for that week. That's it.
So would they be printables, like something that I could print at home?
I plan because like I struggle with my printer. My printer works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. So it's like I want to buy stuff that's digital and just be able to download it and stuff. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to where you can purchase it digitally or buy it and then I can just mail it to you already ready to go and print it as is. So I'm going to try to figure out how to do that just because, I've struggled with, like I said, my printer works sometimes it don't. And then when I get ready to print something, I don't have any black ink or I don't have any colored ink. And so like, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm going to try to figure out a way to offer physical layouts for you guys to buy.
Yes, that would be awesome. Because you could also definitely get like a silhouette or a Cricut, and that would help, cut the layouts. And all you really have to do is just, print it, cut it, and then just package it and send it off.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It is. It could be a lot of work, but it's like, what if you had to hand cut the stickers versus it cutting it yourself on the machine? So it would be a little bit easier. There's some things that are a little bit easier. It's a little bit more work, but at the same time, it'd be definitely worth it. So I would definitely support your shop. I think it would be so freaking amazing.
You.
Oh, for sure.
You let us know when you launch it, honey, because we will be screaming it here on Hello Happy from the rooftops.
I want to do something.
I
I just kind of want it to be like a surprise. Just be like, oh, here's a shop and there's things in it,
Oh my gosh, that would be so amazing. The whole community would be freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, speaking of collabs, I want to go back to that for just a second. Could you remind me of some of the shops that you have like collabed with? Because I've seen, sometimes I don't know when I'm looking at the stuff on your Instagram if you have like personally collabed with them or if you are just PRing for them or you know what I mean? Like sometimes I don't know how much of you has been inspired by the products, because some of the products like that Magical Plans collection looked like something that you may have had a hand in, but at the same time, maybe it was just inspired by you, or you know what I mean? Like I don't know how much, because the companies that you PR for, I feel like the companies that you have done PR for, they say Magical Plans. I mean, like you make very good choices when it comes to who you do your PR for. It's obviously people that share your aesthetic. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Anytime, like it's not uncommon for a collection to be called Magical Plans or like stickers, anything that's got like magical stuff on it, like crystals or moons or, that type of thing. There's like a billion collections called Magical Plans. So the Villa Beautiful collection, she actually designed that months and months before I was even on her design team. Okay. So that was just, something she had created. And coincidentally, she did a sneak peek of it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for me.
And, yeah. Because when I see it, I'm like, Dana.
And I mean, she didn't, like, that's not a collab. She didn't name it after me. And so, but it's still really cool because she made a pin and it's called the Magical Plans pin. And it's like so perfect. And I'm like, that's my pin in my
Yes,
brain, in my
yes, I
brain, that's like,
know.
that's my pin. But,
Yes, those
she did
pins are amazing.
like,
How do they write? Do they write
they
beautifully?
write
Amazing.
beautifully. But yes,
Mm-hmm.
that is not a collab. That's like not associated with me in any way. I just want to clear that up. But the two shops, I've only ever collabed with two shops. That is Courtney from Mother, Me, and I Plans.
Okay.
She did my pin sleeve collab and the little the planner covers collab that we did.
Yep.
And then I collabed with Amanda from Mama Jean Designs. We did the little micro kits.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
I remember
Yes.
those.
Yes, I do too. Okay. And it's not that I don't read every single caption that you post on Instagram. I just, sometimes when I see you post things, I see you post things that you are PRing for, and then I see you post things that you have actually had a hand in collabing with, and I'm not always 100% on like which is which. So, that's why I wanted to kind of, is any of that stuff still available, or is it all kind of sold out, like limited run?
I believe you can still get the micro kits from
Okay.
Mama Jean Designs,
Okay.
but the pin sleeve and the planner covers were like very limited
Okay.
when they ran.
Okay. Well, dang. Everything is always limited, and of course they are, because I mean they don't want to buy 6,000 of them, not knowing how many people are gonna purchase them. Like, I understand some of these smaller shops, but I am always like the last to know. Kind of like with the Villa Beautiful stuff, I have only just kind of realized that place is amazing. And I should have been in on their stuff for a long time, and I've missed out on like half of their amazing products. So,
Just be sure you are following their newsletter and that type of stuff. Or if you join their Facebook group, you get
yeah.
a lot of info, and it's really helpful to stay on top of that.
Well, I will be from now on, because I don't plan to miss another collection, because I feel like I've missed a lot of really awesome stuff that I wish that I had, because when I go back and look at the stuff that's sold out, I'm just like, I can't believe I missed that stuff. It's not like I need anything. We all know that I have enough stuff. It's just, that's like those paper clips that came in I was going to say your collection, in the Magical Plants collection, they're so beautiful. I need them in my planner.
They are so beautiful. I've never had like the dangly paper clips before, and so it's
Yeah.
like I have put those on everything. There's only two, and I just rotate each planner that they
I
go
know.
on.
And every time I get any kind of beautiful paper clip, my daughter like immediately tries to steal them. So I'm kind of like, if I had these, I would have to hoard them, and no one would ever be able to see them, because she would take them immediately. So are you going to go to any planner conferences? Could we expect to see you at Go Wild?
Yes, go
Yeah.
wild.
I want to say yes, because like I
Yeah.
think every planner babe wants to try to Go Wild, but probably not.
No.
It's just a little like, with the ticket prices and then the travel prices and stuff like that, it's just not doable for me. But, I am planning on trying to go to like more smaller little conventions and that type of thing. I'm just not really knowledgeable about them. So it's like when somebody asks me like, hey, are you going to this? It's over here this weekend, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, well, no. I didn't even know it existed. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, your answer was like, oh yeah, no.
No, I'm not going to that.
Oh my God.
Well, because I was today years old when I heard about it, so
Oh my
no
God.
idea.
It's like, so I have to go research it, and then like I'll like that convention's page so I can try to keep up with it and see when they come close to me or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah. I've never been to one. I've never
Well,
been to a planner
actually, I'm going to
conference.
be at the Chicago
I've never been to a planner
at
meetup.
the end of February and early March.
Oh, that's exciting.
So,
Yes.
yes. So what are you going to be doing there? Are you going to be speaking, or what are you?
I'm going to be hosting 2 make and takes, one on Friday and one on Saturday.
Oh, what is a make and take? I mean, I'm sure it's exactly what it says that it is.
You make it, you take it.
You make it, you take it.
Okay, so
yeah,
have you already started thinking about like what you're gonna do, or are you nervous, or?
I'm a little nervous. I know exactly what my make and takes are gonna be. I'm a little nervous because this is my first ever planner event of any type, other than just like my little local meetup. But this
Right.
is like on such a large scale. It's kind of scary, but it's kind of really awesome at the same time.
Yeah, gosh,
Oh my
congratulations. That's
gosh.
so amazing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, and I may have mentioned that I am going to try to get to that one. So maybe I'll get to meet you, Dana.
I know. How
Yes.
exciting is that? Like, that's so exciting. We're so happy for you, Dana. Like,
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
awesome.
I'm so excited.
And then
our
I can,
magical hearts.
and then I can make it and take it, because that's what a make and
Yes.
take is.
Yes, you can. You can make it and take it.
I can make it and take it. And it's not
my
something
God.
to eat, right?
Right.
Oh my God.
Okay, because
make a snack.
well, you know how I feel about snacks, but no, it sounds kind of like, if you go to like a cooking class,
Oh, I
like
could see that. Yeah.
like a make and take, like you go and like you make your pizza and then you take it home. I don't know, like
I
just,
mean, I want to go to that class. I love pizza.
I know. So, but it's crafting. So it's
Yes, it's
probably
like
planner related too,
it's
I
all
bet.
crafting and planner related, and it's gonna be really, really fun.
Getting to those little planner conferences, I don't know about them either. And it's funny because, like I said, the only planner meetups that I ever managed to get to are the ones where I run into somebody in the aisles of Michael's and we were both like, oh, are you a happy planner girl? And then sometimes I'm not always truthful with them because I don't want them stealing my product that I'm trying to buy. But there have been planner meetups here in North Carolina that I didn't know about until the last minute and I didn't get there. So any kind of planner meetup or planner conference would be fun. So hopefully one of these days you'll get there.
Well, I definitely think her going to a planner meetup or a conference would be awesome. Let me just tell you, I go to a planner meetup once a month and it is like so much fun. And I get to meet new people. There's people in my area who follow me that like I didn't know follow me, and then they come to the planner meetup and they're like, "Oh my God, I know you Plan Like a Queen. I listen to Hello
Oh,
Happy. I
that's so
follow your YouTube channel."
awesome.
So
Yeah.
I think if you kind of put yourself in those positions where you can kind of get to some meetups, and you could, or you know what you could do, you could organize a meetup just for you, Dana, and you could go to Michael's because they have a class. The classroom is free, I think. And you can say, can I do this on a Saturday from 10 to 4? And boom, you got like a little meetup. And all the people could come out that live near your area who want to meet you. And I guarantee you there's somebody that's willing to get on a plane and fly and be like, okay, what day is it? I will fly to meet you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I do have a local little planner meetup that we do like once a month here. And so it's like I always kind of like anybody that's like close to where I live in like southern Arkansas, northern Louisiana, they're always invited to come hang out. Actually, Stephanie from I'll Pencil It In, she drove up from Louisiana to see me one time, so that was really kind of cool.
Oh, that's super awesome.
Her. Oh, she's so cute.
She is so fun and she is so hilarious. I love her.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, I need to get myself down there to your planner meetup. What am I doing with my life? Oh my goodness.
That sounds like so much fun. Like I definitely will love to meet you in person. Like I may faint first, but after I wake up, I will be so happy to talk to you. I mean, it's just amazing to like follow someone and just be inspired by them. But then when you get to talk to them, like I was so afraid to talk to you for so long, and like I would just be like hi, and then just kind of run off. But like once I start like talking to you, like you guys, Dana is such a sweet person. She's so funny, and like when me and you were like DMing each other talking about the release, we were just cracking up over stuff, and it was just it was a good time. Like you just had me cracking up left and right, and I was just like, I agree with you, and it just was really nice to like know you outside of like magical plans or know me outside of like Plan Like a Queen, because I think people get wrapped up in names sometimes and be like don't realize that we're actual people and we have feelings and we go through stuff. They just think that we're like posting online and our lives are perfect every day, and that's not true, you know?
So our last question that is from the audience is, what is some advice you would give someone who is new to planning?
Someone who is new to planning, I would say just experiment. Just don't be afraid to make ugly stuff. It's okay. And
well,
just,
that happens a lot around here.
find something, experiment until you find something that works for you. That's both functional so you can get your things done and gives you a little bit of a creative outlet to express yourself with. So just, keep experimenting until you find something that works for you.
I love that.
I love that.
I love that. We need to put that on a t-shirt. I love that.
Well, you have to be careful when you tell people to experiment.
Experiment with your planner. Not illegal substances.
Oh my gosh, please, Jesus, no.
Experiment until you find something that works for you guys.
Well, we know, Miss I Like Big Disc. We know.
Hey, that's you, girl. That's you that likes big discs, okay?
But, I honestly think that is such a good quote, because I think when I first started planning, I was kind of, I know my style and progression has changed, but I've always been like a decorative planner. But I think that, like, when you first start planning, you start comparing yourself to other people. Like, how come my spread doesn't look like that? Or why isn't this turning out the way hers turned out? And that's something that we have been talking about, is just like, be your own self. Like, if that's how you love your planner to look, then girl, go ahead. But there are times that you're going to create something but ugly. And let me just tell you, I did that. I thought I was going to be cute and be like, oh, I'm going to copy this spread on this Simply Lovely sticker book. And then my spread was so ugly that I was just like, no, I'm not. I can't do this. I can't.
Maybe I want my Faux to look ugly every week. I must want it to look ugly.
Maybe that was
week.
the intended result.
There you go.
It sure enough does look pretty ugly every single week. So,
there have been several spreads that I thought were just like turned out horribly. I wasn't excited about it. They didn't turn out exactly how I wanted them to. But I worked hard on it and I was proud of it and I posted it anyways. I mean, just post it. Anyway, you worked hard on it.
Yeah,
everybody loved it anyway, I bet.
Yeah, that's true, because it's like, isn't it funny? Because I have posted spreads that I absolutely hated, and there are so many likes on that post. People were like, oh my God, I love this. This is so cute. And I'm like, what the hell are you looking at? Because I don't see it. But other people,
we're looking at two different things here.
Right, but they see the beauty in it, and it's so funny.
Well, all I know is that I have moved away from trying to decorate a faux Benici, and the universe has thanked me for it. So now we're going to move on to the print pressions and see if I can't try to make something beautiful out of the print pressions. So
I think everybody's print pressions that I've seen has been absolutely freaking adorable, and everybody has their own style to it. Everybody's doesn't look like Dana's. Everybody's is different. And I think each one that I've seen, I've been inspired by. And that's another thing that I can say. Dana definitely sets trends. And I think, like, when you go to her page, like with that whole faux Benici thing, everybody that created one after her was still there. It was something different, but still beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't magical playing style. It was their own style, and it was just absolutely gorgeous, because I come across spreads still that I'm like, whoa, that is different. I didn't think to try that in my faux Benici, or whoa, that is different. I didn't think to try that in my planner. And
like the way everybody took it and just made it their own was just like incredible to see. Because like Queen said, it's like you can clearly see how they did their style and how this girl did her style or how this guy did his. And it's just like, I would have never thought of that in a million years.
Yes, well, and I love it.
People who take their planner and turn it the other direction so that the discs are at the top instead of on the side. Mm-hmm. Every time I see that happen, I'm like, ugh. Well, just slap me in the face. That turned out so cute. I just don't understand why I never think to do that. And then I will save it in my little Instagram saved area and then never look at it again and forget all about it. And then the next time I see it, I'm just like, well, hit me in the face again because that is so cute. But then I never think to do that myself. And I've seen so many people in their Fobonichis turning them on their side and doing them,
that's
like
how
doing.
That's how I do my monthlies and how a lot of people do their monthlies in the Fobonichis
Yes,
now.
it's so cute like that. And I'm just like, that is genius. But when I sit down with mine, nothing but ugly comes out.
No, let me just tell you, I tried to draw that layout. That I literally tried to draw that layout that Magical Plans did with her monthly being on the side. Honey, it took me like 2 hours to draw them lines, and them boxes still was not straight. They were numbered wrong. It was a mess. It was a complete mess. I was like, oh, man, this will never happen to me again. And I just started doing a different layout where it's like up and down on the page. And I cut like the from the classic or the mini happy planner. They have like the extension pack. I cut the monthly out of the extension pack and glue it right on in my Fobonichi and call it a day.
See, that would have been like so easy. Like, had I thought of that or had like extra mini parts lying around, that would have been so much easier than sitting here trying to draw these tiny little meticulous squares.
You go right ahead, honey, because honey, when I got done cussing out this happy planner, it was no longer happy, and I wasn't happy with the planner, and the planner was not happy with me. It was a disaster. I was like, how did Dana draw these little bitty boxes? What happened? Yeah. It was crazy.
My Happy-Nichi turns into a Sad-Anichi every time. It's the saddest Nietzsche that you've ever seen.
Gosh.
So I just stick with the mini. I stick with my mini happy planner where the lines are already drawn for me, for sure. Where someone else has drawn those lines. So you make me a printout of a Fobonichi so that I can just print it out at home, and then I'll just be like, I have a Magical Plans Fobonichi at my house, so I don't even need to draw these. I don't have to draw these lines myself.
I definitely think you could do that, Dana. You could make your own like Phobo inserts, and I think that would be so cute. Yes. And you could design them up, and however your weeklies are, like how you do your weeklies, you could design them up just like that. And that would be so cute to sell because like your layouts are different from everybody else's. So I know people would be like, oh my God, I can't wait to get my hands on these. Like they would be downloading like crazy. They would be up all night downloading if they had to just to get your layouts because your layouts are just stunning.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea for sure.
Oh, so we have, well, I kind of want to know, since we still have you here and we can kind of pick your brain and get your thoughts.
And talk to you about it.
Woo. Girl, so give us the tea, the scoop, the deal. How did you feel about applying for Squad? What was going on in that brain of yours?
The very first time I applied, I had my planner for like 3 seconds. It was back when it was called the design team. It wasn't even called the Happy Planner Squad. It was called the design team.
Right.
And I had my planner for like 3 seconds. And I was like, I didn't even have a personalized planner account. This was my personal Instagram account with my kids, my homeschool, my dog, that type of thing, my coffee, that type of thing. And I was like, I can do that. And then I just kind of forgot about it. And, obviously I did not make it. And then they didn't do it for a year or so, something like that. And then they brought it back and changed it to the Happy Planner Squad. And I applied then. And then that was the round when it was like, who was on there? That was like with Gabe.
With Heather
Mom
Kell.
Run Craft, Heather Kell, Gretchen. They had brought some of their older members back. Yeah, Rochelle was there. Planning with Bumble. That round.
Mm-hmm. Round. Okay. Yep.
I applied for that one. I didn't make it, obviously. But no. And then I decided to try again after that one more time, and that's when I applied this year. It's like, why not? So. But it's like I thought I was good, or I knew I was good enough, not to sound conceited, but I put a lot of work into my photos and my content and my creations. And I was just like, I'm good enough. I'm going to give it a try. And so I just applied. and that's all you can do, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we did too.
That's what we did too. Like, I was really nervous in applying. Like, well, for one, when they released the applications, I was on vacation with my family. And the family member I was staying with I love her to death. It's my cousin, but she apparently lives in the Stone Age because she don't have no internet. Like,
Oh,
I
no.
mean, like, I was just like, girl, what you mean you don't got no internet? What's going on here? But she doesn't have any internet. And I was just kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to apply when I get back. I was trying to rush my family. Like, okay, we need to leave by this date to get home by this date because we were like on a road trip. So we're driving from Virginia. And I was like, I need to get home so I can apply because I don't want to apply from my phone because sometimes like when you're typing emails and all that type of stuff on your phone, it doesn't, like, when you get to the end of the application and you hit send, it doesn't send. It's like you've been on here too long, or it's timed out or whatever. So I wanted to
Right.
use my computer when I got home, and so I was calling Spice. I was telling her I was freaking out. She was freaking out because she applied the first day, and it was just like, oh my God, I can't take this. And going through that all week long, like, she was nervous because she applied the first day within like the first 5 minutes when it posted. I applied later in the week, but I was nervous all week long. And then by the time that it dropped that I didn't make it and you didn't make it and Spice didn't make it, I just was like, thank God it's over. Like, I can't take this. This is anxiety to like the max. I need a drink.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
I actually overslept that day thinking because like the year before they didn't announce it until like mid-afternoon or something like that. And I'd actually stayed up really late that night because one of my daughters was sick, and so I slept in until probably like 10 or 11, and they had apparently announced it at like 9 o'clock. So it's like I didn't even get to see the announcement. I woke up to like tons of notifications on my phone saying, "I'm so sorry," and I was just like, "Oh, snap."
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, that sucks. Well,
Well,
I mean,
I can say that.
I didn't know that I didn't make it until Queen was like, "Oh well, there's always next year," whatever it was that you said to me. You you got it before me, and I was just like, "Oh well."
Yeah, I just was like, oh well, we didn't make it, and so I started scrolling through
And I
to
was
see
like,
all the people
"What?
that
Yeah, we
made it.
did.
I was like, no, we didn't. We did not make it. You're
We
imagining
did.
things.
You are crazy.
Um,
Yes, we did." And I was like, "Let me see this for myself. You are not telling me the truth."
and so, but you know what's funny? In a way, we all wanted to be on squad, but I honestly think like in our journeys, our personal journeys, I don't know if we would be where we are right now if we had a maid squad.
Who
You know what I mean?
knows? Yeah.
I
Right.
think like there's certain things that, like, there's doors that are open and there's doors that are closed, and it may be a reason why that door was closed because maybe it wasn't your time. It's not your time yet, Dana. It may be something that like something big is coming and you wouldn't have had time to be on the squad and posting them
And
photos and
see, that's
stuff.
kind of like, what I was getting ready to say is like, in that moment, you're allowed to be upset or, mad or whatever. Your feelings are valid. You worked really hard for something or you wanted something really badly and it just didn't work out. You're allowed to be upset and, deal with it or process it however you need to. But, like now I'm thankful for it, that I got told no because, I've gotten to do so many amazing things in the past like 6 months that I would have never thought of. And I'm just super, super excited, and it's like I'm happy for the people that made squad. They're doing an awesome job.
They really are. I have to say. They
Yes, they
are
are.
killing it, and they are working so hard. Like, I am not jealous of how hard they're working.
But, like I said, like now, I'm kind of thankful I was told no because, like I said, I've gotten to do so many things. And, I don't know if I would have been able to do them if I had gotten squad or not. I'm just, speaking from, my experience. But, I'm kind of thankful that it was a no because, I got to do some really cool stuff and some really cool stuff that's coming up. And I'm just really excited about it.
So Dana, when you are applying for like, working with all these collaborations and you apply for like actual squads, like to be on different design teams and stuff like that, what is your thought process behind being on the different design teams? Because I get super nervous. Like I get like amped up, like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I read what they want and then I go, oh, I'm not good enough for that. And then I just go, okay, I'm not going to do it.
I go into it just like, obviously if I'm applying for it, it's something I want to do. It's something, like a shop I really like or a brand I really like. And, I just, sometimes it's like tell us about yourself. And it's like, I immediately forget everything about myself. And I'm just like, I like to planner. And then it's like, I regroup and I'm just like, you know, I tell them about myself. I'm always upfront with everybody. I'm like, you know, I'm a little out of the box. I do things my way. I like to leave in mistakes so people can see them. You know, I use my real handwriting. And I'm just like, you know, I'm always upfront and I'm just like, this is me. This is how I do things. You know, that type of thing. So it's like when they see me, or if they haven't seen me before or don't know anything about me, when they go to my page, they're not just like, oh my gosh, who is this lady? What is she doing in her planners? So
yeah, because so I saw the Vella Beautiful when, you know, when she was looking for her design team. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to apply for this. I saved the photo, everything. And then like, I just kind of like forgot and was like, I'm not gonna do this. And then once I started seeing everybody on the squad, and then I saw that you made it, and I was like, I should have did it. I could have been on the squad with Magical Plans. I was like, with my time. But I just get so nervous. I mean, I've PR'd before for different companies, but I am very passionate about people that I PR for. Like, if I PR for you, that means I believe in your brand.
Right.
And I, you know, that I believe in your company and everything. But like, there's some people who like want you to do all the work. Like, they don't want to do anything. They just want to send you free product, and they don't want to talk about their brand. They don't want to do anything. But like Vella Beautiful, she is very active in her, you know, in her work, and she's active with the PR people. Like, I see her posting photos and resharing and all of that stuff. And I guess it's just hard to figure out how to fit into an actual PR group, and where do you belong, and what company will fit you best. Until you get in there. But I don't know. I get so nervous, and I'm always so like afraid that like they're not going to like me, or they're not going to like my style. So then I just don't apply. And I guess maybe I should not do that.
Yeah, just apply anyway. I mean, worst case scenario, they tell you no. But I mean, it's not like you haven't heard no before, or you didn't make I've applied for other teams and been told no. I've applied for other stuff and like, no, you're not the right fit. We don't like how you do this, or we don't like how you do that. You're not for us. And it's like, you know, if it's something you really like, just try.
That's true.
I've been applying for things since I had like 300 followers. And I'm not.
You know what's funny? And that's true. But like, for me personally, like, okay, in the planner world, I get more nervous to apply for things than I do when it comes to me and my beauty stuff. Like, it's so easy for me to say, oh, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get this, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get that, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get this. But in the planner world, it just seems so different. You know what I mean? Like, because I guess it's because we don't necessarily see each other's faces all the time. We just see like the picture of our work, and that's it. Versus like with beauty stuff, you know, you get to be one-on-one with people more. So I think maybe that's why I get so nervous. But sometimes I talk myself straight out of it. Like, nope, you don't need it. You don't need to do it. And then like later, I'm starting to see like when I saw that Magical Plans box come out and the pen, I was like, oh Jesus, why didn't I do that? Because I could have had a pen collection going, and I absolutely love the Vella Beautiful pens. Like, they write amazing. So I don't know. I need to get my life together when it comes to PR, because I get freaked out and I get nervous, and then I just start talking myself out of stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same because I was just telling Dana the other day, like, I miss doing PR, and I need to get back into it. And I am a member of a PR team right now for Cute Cut Craft, but I don't have enough of their products like to really I don't have enough of their products like to put out a lot of pictures right now. And I know that that's not necessarily my fault, and it's also not her fault. The girl who runs the shop, Megan, she's in Canada, and it takes a while for the products to get to me. So, you know, a lot of times, like when new releases come out and stuff, by the time I get them, they're not new anymore or whatever. So, it's just, I believe in her shop. I just am having kind of a hard time participating in the PR team. But you know, I don't hesitate to apply for things. I just haven't found anything right now that I'm super passionate about. I PR'd for Sweet Kawaii Design for 6 months, and I love that shop. But, you know, 6 months on any PR team is a really long time.
It is.
Yes.
I was like, I did the Jane's Agenda team for like a year and a half.
Yeah,
and it got to be like, I mean, nothing against Jane or the Jane's Agenda products because I love them, but it's just got to be so like more of a less excitement and more of like oh yeah, I have to do this. I have to do this.
Yes, and that's what happened to me with Sweet Kawaii, because when she asked me to be on the PR team, I started crying. I mean, I was like so excited to be on that team because I loved those products and I really believe in that shop, and I still do. Oh, I haven't 100%. Like, I would recommend that shop to anyone. Those stickers are fantastic. It's the best quality stickers that I've probably ever used as far as the paper goes. I just, it's just after 6 months, she was ready to have a new team. I was ready to move on to something else, and just whatever. So yeah, if either one of you hear of anything else, just let me know and we'll all just apply to
all apply together.
all the
together. That's right.
And we can give Queen some confidence, because girl, you should have confidence in your planner work, because I know that you have confidence in the beauty community because you know how to put those eyelashes on.
Well, it's not even about it's not even about like the makeup and stuff like that. I think it's just honestly, I have been working on making my Instagram page feed look better, because before I was just, okay, you put your planner down, you take a photo of that, and then you call it a day. Like, that's it. And Dana, I have reached out to her about asking her, like, okay, can you come help me? Can you look at my feed and tell me, do you think this is pleasing? Does this look good to the eye? Like, how should I, transition this into this? And she has been so helpful with that. But I think, like, I get in my own head about like how the photos look, and that's why lately I have been so adamant of telling people, just start your Instagram, be you, because I have been in that same position of like worrying about what my feed looks like, or if this is look pleasing to the eye, or if I'm making the right decision. And then, of course, like we said, we've come across nasty people in the community who are like, oh, why did you post that? Oh, that's so ugly. Or, oh, I don't like your planner. And it's like, girl, this ain't your planner. Okay,
right.
So, mind your business. So I think that is why I get so worried, because I want to make sure that I'm always putting my best foot forward and making sure that I'm representing like not only myself, but the company in the right way. So I think sometimes you get in your head and you just start thinking like, oh my God, like, no, I'm not going to do this because I may not be the best fit. And so you guys know that I come from a world of like, I'm just more of a video person. Like, even if it's just my hands, if I'm videoing something, I'm great at that. But when it comes to taking a photo, it's something that I'm still working at. Like, I want to be on Magical Plans level for photos. Like, I swear every photo you post, girl, I'm just like, I have to pick my lip up off the floor, or sometimes I'm staring at your photo and I'm like getting ready to type I love to say yes, and I'm getting ready to type yes out, and then my hubs interrupts me, and I'm like, can you be quiet? I'm trying to talk to Dana about her photo. Because I absolutely love like just looking at beautiful photos, and I think that's what gets in my head. Like, am I going to be able to display what I have created in a great photo that the company will like? I think that's where my thought process goes all the time.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that I'm just the opposite of you. That I'm more confident in taking photos than I am being behind the camera, for sure.
See, I'm like that too. It's like,
yeah.
Years and years ago, I used to do beauty tutorials on YouTube, like 11 years ago. And so it's like my face was everywhere because, that's how you show your work. That's how you show your skills. And then it's like my face was everywhere. So it's like this time around, I didn't want to be like it all be about my face and my eyeshadow and all this and that. So it's like I'm kind of relieved.
It's a big relief.
I think, and you know what it is? I think because then, Dana, if you've done that before, then you know how critical people can be, because I don't know what it is, but like coming from the beauty world and the planner side, there's two different criticisms. Like, you get, oh my God, why did you draw your brows on like that? Did you not know that you didn't blend your eyeshadow on your left eye? And it's like, girl, like, I don't, it's just so, people can be just so critical of how you look. But like when it comes to like your planner and your creative style, you still find people being critical. It's just in a different aspect,
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of why, like, I don't know, I'm more of like video visuals, and I guess because I've done that for so long. And then when I decided, I want to make my planner page, I want to make that a go.
because I was just kind of posting for fun. You know, I didn't really see myself posting like, oh, I'm going to take this serious. And then I don't know what happened. Something happened and I was like, oh, I'm going to take this seriously and I'm going to be playing like a queen and everybody's going to be going, oh my God, playing like a queen. I like your spreads and oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I just, but it's just I don't know, it's just different for me. So it's like when I'm posting my photos, like even yesterday I posted something and I was just kind of like, I'm not sure if I like this. But then once I posted it up, everybody was like, oh my God, this is so cute. I love it. And it got so many likes. And I was like, well, hey, I did something right. Oh my gosh. No, but we're so excited for you. And I mean, I'm just so thrilled that you were able to come on the show, kind of talk to us, listen to our crazy banter. And just, you know what? We have never like said this like openly out loud, like to you, but I want to say thank you because from the moment that we decided that we were going to do this, like the first live where me and Spice were together on live and we were like, oh, guess what? We're having a podcast. You were like, well, do you guys need it? Anybody on the show? I would happy to be on the show. And we had talked behind the scenes that like we wanted you to be on the show. We were going to ask you. And then you said you would be willing to come on the show. And we were both like just gagging. We were just like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
We got the one person that we really wanted.
Yeah.
And, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out to come on the show, to talk to us. And I absolutely love you, Dana. I just love your personality. I love you the magic you bring every week. Yeah. It's just amazing. And your content inspires me like to no end. There's times that I literally just get on Instagram and just go to your Instagram page and just scroll up and down. And I've been up that thing up and down 100 times probably, but I go up there and I scroll and I just look at all the little magic that you've done. And I'm always inspired by something new. No matter how many times I've seen the photo, I will see something new to try every time I see your photo. So thank you for inspiring the community. And definitely I thank you for coming here to Hello Happy. It means the world to me. And I definitely know it means the world to Spice. So
yes, it definitely does. Yes. And you were actually one of the very first people in the community that became like my friend. And, it was one of those situations where you had, and I know that amount of followers doesn't matter. Like we've talked about this in the past 2 episodes about Instagram pressure and how the amount of followers doesn't matter and that kind of stuff. But when I was a new little baby Instagrammer and I had nobody on my side and nobody knew who I was or whatever, you took the time to chat with me and talk to me and follow me and support me. And I will never forget that because you were like, you were miles ahead of me in the journey and you had been doing this for longer than I had. And, you were so inspirational and everything that you made was so beautiful. And I just, I would look to your page for inspiration and just, in a way, almost just kind of like keep me going. You know what I mean? Because there are times when you feel tired or you feel like, okay, I've made this spread, but I don't necessarily feel like photographing it and editing it and putting it up. And you know what I mean? Like when the journey gets kind of long or you feel, like maybe you aren't feeling like sharing or you're not feeling like dealing with all of the Instagram stuff or whatever. But, you were one of my first friends, one of the first. And I know that I was not, you may not remember any of that, but when I was first starting out, you were there. And I'll always remember Magical Plans being one of the first people to reach out and, welcome me into the community. And it was just such it was so nice to feel like that I could talk to you. And I've always felt like that I could talk to you. And I've probably always popped into your DMs even when you weren't interested in talking to me.
You're gonna make me cry. Oh my gosh.
But I have always felt like that I could, anytime I had something that I wanted to say to you, I've always felt like I could, and just like, but we definitely appreciate you always being a supporter of the show. I have saved that very first story that you shared when we dropped the first episode of Hello Happy, where you shared like the thing where when you're listening to a podcast and it's like you're chatting with your friends, and like it was a story that you shared that was so cute and it was this funny meme. Yeah, and I saved that story because it was so cute. And sometimes when I'm like looking back through my story highlights, I'll like pop in on that one and I'm like, oh, Dana, that was the cutest little story that she shared. And you're always there with like a swipe up, and we love you, and you are very loved here at Hello Happy.
Aw,
So
I love
yeah,
you guys too. It's like something I tell everybody is, support and kindness are always free. And when I joined this community, there was a handful of ladies that were very, very supportive of me and encouraging. And, I try to pay that forward as much as I can each day in the planner community. So it's like, I try to share someone's work. I try to share someone's achievements, or, when somebody posts something that they're proud of, I try to go leave comments. I try to answer as many DMs and comments as humanly possible. So it's like I try to give back that positivity as much as I can. And so, just support and kindness are always free. It's like, sometimes the planner community can be a not so happy place for some. It's like people get mad, they leave ugly comments, you get messages you didn't want to read and stuff like that. And so it's like,
yeah.
just to combat that, it's like you try to put so much more positivity out there.
Yeah, well, you do a good job. I like to look at your stories because you definitely do always share people who are very talented, and I can see that you share people's work that you love, and you are a cheerleader for the community. So we thank you so
Yes.
much. Yes, we thank you so much for being on Hello Happy, and I guess we will wrap up the show here.
Go and follow Dana, you guys. If you guys
Oh
are not, if you're
yeah.
just listening and you know nothing of Magical Plans, oh
Oh
my gosh,
gosh.
shocking. But just in case
Why did I
you
not even think
are,
of that to go follow Dana? Of course.
go follow Magical Plans. She is so amazing, and you guys, you will not regret it. If you are not following her Instagram, it is Magical Plans. It is actually magical_plans, right?
It's magical
Magical
underscore
underscore.
plans, right?
Ah,
Yes, it's
okay. And then we have her YouTube channel, which is also called Magical Plans. And you guys, there is so much magic over there. You should be checking her out. I literally gag every week a video pops up. I'm just like, oh my God, new video, gotta watch. So definitely go check her out.
so Dana, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
Um, no.
She's like, no,
You
I
guys
have
pretty much
nothing
covered
else to
everything.
say.
So,
She's like, no, you guys are crazy, and I have to go because I just saw Queen out my window, and I have got
I
to
know.
go.
I'm standing out there looking in her planner window, people. I just want to know what she's making,
With
thank
her
you guys
pants
so
off.
much for having me on the show, and thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much for
Thank you
asking me
for
to do
coming
this. And
here.
I'm so glad we were finally able to sit down and do this.
Oh, we love it. We love it. We're so happy that you
Yes.
were able to do it too.
Yes. Thank you for coming to talk with us. And I know us crazy girls are a handful, but we are just beyond grateful for you to be here on the show. And we thank you guys so much out there for listening to us and our banter. So we are going to go ahead and get out of here, right?
We will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.